Stop 4 of the XTERRA World Cup takes us to Oak Mountain for short track and full distance action. It's not the first time the forest and single track trails of the Alabama backcountry have played host to the XTERRA family. And US athletes like Susie Snyder, Brandon Rakita, and North American champion Sullivan Middaugh will be ready to battle it out against an international invasion.
Yeah, this is my first XTERRA of the 2025 season. I'm excited to get back to my roots, and this is the North American Championship here at Oak Mountain. I'm here to try and defend my title. I'm familiar with the competition. I've raced them a lot in Europe and last year at the World Champs. I just want to see how I match up against them, and I'm excited to get on the trails. They're amazing here.
For one athlete, though, Oak Mountain is more than just the first North American race of the year. It's a milestone on a journey. American Sam Teller has committed harder than most to XTERRA, starting as a collegiate track and cross-country runner, transitioning to road triathlon, and then falling for the off-road charms of XTERRA so hard that he committed to racing full-time.
Love running. Running's my background. Ran at UVA, University of Virginia, and had a lot of injuries, like a lot of athletes do. Went through a number of different coaches, decided I'd try triathlon, break up the training, not just be running all the time, with the idea that I'd do 70.3s. So I did Boulder 70.3 and World Champs in St. George, but didn't like the training so much, mostly just training on the TT bike. So tried XTERRA at Beaver Creek in 2022. Had a great time, really enjoyed the community. Overall, it's just such a great experience. My switch from road to off-road it's great to be part of that community, and it's just really tight-knit and welcoming. Big reason I do this sport is to enjoy those social aspects.
What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, it's so good to see you.
It's also a chance for Sam to reconnect with fellow athletes who encouraged him to make the change to full-time XTERRA athlete. Ben Forbes, who we followed in Australia in particular, was a big supporter when Sam decided to race the entire World Cup circuit last season.
There's a number of athletes that I've gotten really close to. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, I suppose. You get really close to them, and then you have to race with them. And so I just try to enjoy hanging out outside of the sport, seeing familiar faces, and then yeah, just the shared experience helps you be close. So it's just kind of roughing it to different races and sleeping in the airport sometimes and stuff like that, yeah. So this will be my third year here at Oak Mountain, so it feels kind of like familiar. It's a really good mix. You've got some big fire road climbs that are just like max watt efforts. Typically that's the only place I catch people. And then you go right into like some pretty serious downhill terrain, rocky, wet, twisty. And so it's a really good mix, and I think true like mountain bike course. So it's a lot of fun in that regard.
With the camaraderie between the athletes, it can almost be easy to forget that this is off-road triathlon at its very best. While Sam prepares for a day of finding out just how much his swim and bike have caught up with his natural running talent, the start line fills with many of the world's elite athletes. All eyes are on the women's leader Alice Patjes to see if she can carry her dominance over to the US, having had a 100% win rate this season.
Yeah, it's been a great season so far. Since the beginning of the year in Australia, Greece and Western Park, all was good. I won the races, so yeah, it gave me a lot of confidence. So yeah, I will try to win for sure.
Amongst the men, the Farissier brothers are the ones to watch, with Arthur on top of the standings and Felix coming in on back-to-back wins in Greece and the UK.
I'm so happy to be back in this beautiful Alabama. It's a great place here to do XTERRA. It will be a pretty great battle and a pretty interesting race.
The format in Oak Mountain saw the full distance race take place the day before the short track. Throw in a downpour massive enough to delay the start of the race, and it was easy to see how this would be a real test, even for the US athletes with local knowledge, like the Middaugh brothers and Sam Teller.
Ready as I'll ever be. Yeah, let's have some fun.
drenched course to immediately follow the swim, every second of every leg would count. After a disappointing swim result in the UK, Michele Bonacina was back in form to lead the men's race out of the water. As predicted for the women, Annette Grabmüller did the same. Ploughing his way through the muddy bike trails, Michele Bonacina did his best to hold the lead. But North American champion Sullivan Middaugh and Felix Forissier used the slick conditions to overtake the front of the race early on. While the rest of the elite men faced their own challenges on the course. The same struggles held true in the women's race, where Alice Patiers demonstrated familiar dominance, taking over the lead from Annette Grabmüller despite the difficulties under the wheel. In the end, it was Felix Forissier and Sully Middaugh in a battle for the top spot on the run, with the Frenchman eventually taking the honours and his third victory in a row.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult during the bike because it was really slippery, and during the run I just tried to take my pace, and yes, it was a good race but pretty difficult race.
For Middaugh, there was the consolation of hanging on to his title as North American champion, being the first regional athlete to cross the line. Third was taken by Sebastian Neef, who had his own battle on the run with Kieran McPherson, along with Michele Bonacina taking the last spot in the top 5. Even with a strong run in slippery conditions, Annette Grabmüller could not catch Alice, who remained undefeated for yet another win.
Yeah, I feel very happy and confident, but I know that it's just one day, one race, so we never know. I will try to be my best also tomorrow for the short track.
Battered and bruised, Annette Grabmüller barely made it across the line to collapse in second. While Dutch athlete Romy Spolder delivered a career-best World Cup finish to take third place. Susie Snyder in fifth took home her first North American Championship. For Sam Teller, conditions were testing, especially on the bike, but persistence and dedication proved enough to carry him through the course, to finish in one piece.
It was kind of tough out there. Like, it rained super hard, crazy thunderstorms in the morning. And yeah, it was just really wet. Rocks, roots, just really slippery. Made the technical terrain a lot more difficult. And then the run just like didn't have that energy, and it wasn't awful. It was like pretty consistent, but once I finished, it was good to have the support of everybody out here and a lot of encouragement. So, you know, that's where you feel the really positive side of the sport, and finishing is always good, but with the people out here, it's even better.
With less than 24 hours to recover before going back into action, the short track not only promised similarly exciting racing, but it delivered, with yet another pre-race thunderstorm keeping the wet and muddy conditions as the biggest challenge. The abbreviated swim course saw wildcard Lucas Wright lead out the water. But he soon fell victim to Sullivan Middaugh and Felix Forissier, who continued their earlier battle from the previous day, along with a hungry chase pack. On the run, the back and forth between the Frenchman and the American came down to the final lap. But this time, Middaugh took honours and a growing reputation as the man to beat in short track.
Yeah, the short track today went very good. I was really happy with it. A little bit shocking, the intensity. I didn't want it to come down to a sprint again, so I was kind of keying off Felix for a lot of the run, but was able to get a gap and ended up taking the win.
Felix Farissier came home with a hard-earned second place, while Federico Spinazzi took the fastest bike split and the third spot. Unfortunately for Sam Teller, the undeniable lap-out rule for the short track resulted in a DNF for the day.
As soon as I hit the bike, I mean, kind of felt like sickness kind of in my legs and body, and just the fatigue from yesterday. So I wasn't too confident I'd have a great bike, and yeah, unfortunately got lapped out by the runners on my last lap of the bike. And it's a bummer, you know, it doesn't ever look good to get lapped, especially as an elite, but it happens, and you know, now I just get to focus on what's next.
All bets were off in the women's short track, with Annette Grabmuller out due to injury from the prior day's battle. That allowed Emma de Croo the opportunity to lead out of the water. But from there, the name at the front was once again a familiar one. Alice Paquies, the World Cup leader, building on her 100% season record with another dominant bike and run to take the win.
Yeah, actually it's just unbelievable that I won the races from Australia to Oak Mountain. I'm very, very happy. It's just amazing to leave Oak Mountain with the double win, so yeah.
Teammate Marta Mendito came in second after battling her own issues for the weekend, with Romy Spolder completing a double podium, adding another bronze to the full distance one she'd picked up the day before. Extreme weather, a challenging course, and outstanding racing. Oak Mountain had it all, and then some. But what really made this event the perfect example of the XTERRA spirit is the way the community embraced the event. Pros, age groupers and youth athletes all turned up in full force. It's that celebration of everything that makes off-road adventure great, which makes Oak Mountain, for many athletes, one of their favourite stops on the XTERRA circuit. For Alice Paquies, the end of the weekend saw her remain on top of the World Cup standings, with teammate Marta Mendito holding on to number 2. For the men, Arthur Farissier kept his spot at the top of the leaderboard, with brother Felix moving up to number 4. But in truth, everyone who experienced XTERRA at Oak Mountain in 2025 left the winner. Next up, the XTERRA World Cup moves on to Quebec for stop 5, where the high-flying bike trails of Lac de Large could spell a change in the rankings.
Let's go.